This is me, 2 years ago, alone in my bedroom with no confidence whatsoever and a good amount of fears trying to record my first YouTube video. After more than 100 videos, countless hours spent learning more about YouTube and improving every aspect of my videos, I finally reached out monetization and started to make money from my music and YouTube channel. So today I'm going to share with you the exact blueprint I followed to make that happen. From day one to today, I'm going to show you all the steps that I took and how you can adapt them for yourself. And yes, you don't need to make the same videos as I do. You don't have to make educational content, you'll be making your own content, and I'm going to help you figure out what it is. By now, you all know the different ways to make money on YouTube by affiliation, sponsorships, selling beats, AdSense, we all know that. But it doesn't happen on day one. It takes a lot of time and effort, and taking the necessary steps to get there is usually the intimidating and unknown part. So that's what I'll be focusing on today, and I want you to use this video as a resource, a guide to follow face by face to really start taking your music career seriously and make money from it. When I started, I had zero knowledge whatsoever, nothing so special about me, so if I can do it, you can definitely do it as well. This video is basically going to be a masterclass about everything I know about YouTube so that you can maximize your chances on creating a successful channel that you can make money from. All the steps will be in the chapters down below here, so if you want to jump to one phase because you already started on your YouTube channel, feel free to do so. You ready? Let's go. Now, as a side note, everything I'm going to tell you today in this video will be part of my new ebook, Master YouTube as a Music Artist. In this ebook version, you will have more details, more explanations, but more importantly, actionable steps to take at every phase so that you can build your YouTube channel and start making money from your music. The link will be in the description if you want to check it out, but for now, let's get into this video. So let's start with the basics. To be able to make money from YouTube, you need a successful channel that gets enough views and enough attention from an audience to be able to make it to the YouTube Partner Program. The YouTube Partner Program is basically what allows you to make money from ads played on your videos, the super thanks, super chats, channel memberships, and many other features to monetize your channel. If you don't know, the requirements to enter that program are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time on your channel in the last 365 days. Now I'm going to be honest with you, it's not easy. Not at all. It personally took me 1 year and 10 months to get there, but some people achieve it before or after me. It really depends on the amount of work and effort that you put into it. But more seriously, as long as you stay consistent, work on your content, and build momentum, I promise you that you will get there. Plus, even if you aren't monetized on YouTube yet, you can still make money from your videos, but I will come back to that later in the video. Now that we know the requirements and possibilities, we need to set up your channel. I would tell you that the most important at first is to get started, but I still want to give you a few tips and guidelines when it comes to setting up your channel to maximize its chances of success. To choose your channel name, I would recommend to stick to something pretty easy to read and understandable in most languages so that you can reach more people. Also, make sure to choose the music category so that your videos can be shown to the right audience. To choose a profile picture, once again, I really recommend to show your face and not hide behind a logo. This way you can connect more with people and show your vibe and style. Once it's time to create your banner, make sure to include any useful information like what your channel is about and what your videos will be so that you can convert the viewers into subscribers. No need to really add your upload schedule as no one really cares anymore and it will just put more pressure on you. Adding a sort of arrow that points to the subscribe button or the social media links is also a great idea. Speaking about it, make sure to include a few social media links like Instagram, TikTok, or your main website so your followers can find you anywhere else. Concerning the About section, I think it's a great place to welcome your subscribers and tell them a bit more about your channel, what you will be uploading, and what they can expect on your channel. If you don't know yet what you will be uploading, don't worry, that's what we're gonna discuss in the next phase. Finally, the last thing to make sure is that you have access to all the features by verifying your channel and enabling them, like custom thumbnails, for example. You can find it on your YouTube Studio under Settings, Channel, and Feature Eligibility. Alright, so now that we have our channel started, it is now time to come up with a content plan and strategy, aka what our videos are gonna be about, how much are we gonna post, and when. And there's 2 steps that you can take to help you come up with video ideas. The first one is to know your audience ahead of time. For your videos to work, they need to speak to the right person, so we need to create what we call an avatar. An avatar is a profile of the typical person that would like to watch your videos and who you want to make videos for. For example, a basic would be someone that loves music and and is interested in it. But the more precise you go, the better the reach of your videos will be. So don't hesitate to add things like their age, gender, where they hang out online, their location, their problems, what they want, what they need to be solved, their questions, really anything that you can think about. Once you're done with that, the second thing is a competitor analysis. Take a few YouTubers or artists that you like to watch and take a few notes on what they do, why you like their videos, and what they do that you would like to do as well. All that will give you ideas. Okay, so now that this is done, it is now time to come up with video ideas and concepts. I know it's probably what you feel the most, but don't worry, I have a few tips for you, and no, it doesn't have to be educational content. For your videos to work, they need to have an impact on the viewer, and there you have three choices. Your videos can be entertaining, inspirational, or educational, or a mix of the three. To help you find the videos that you want to make, you can ask yourself three questions. What is it that you like doing the most? Is it sound design? Is it playing an instrument? Is it a particular music genre? Then second, what are your strengths? Are you really good at the composition side of music, or are you a great drummer, or are you maybe better at the technical plugin side of the DAWs? And finally, what does your audience need? Do they want to know how to make songs, or do they need to be entertained, or do they want to know the meaning behind your songs? By answering all those questions, you should be able to pinpoint the perfect niche for you. And a perfect niche is a niche that isn't too saturated because you bring something new to the table. For example, in my case, I knew that there is so many tutorials out there about how to make music, how to mix, there are thousands of tutorials about that. But no one really talks about the daily struggle of learning and upcoming producers. And because self-development and mindset is a subject that I love, that I'm really good at, combined with good storytelling and visuals, that's how I was able to make my channel stand out and be a bit different from anyone else. Now, I'm able to tell you that now, but when I started, I had no idea what my niche was gonna be. So the best is to start with what you have and develop and adjust your content to find your niche over time through trial and error. So once you found your niche and what you want your channel to be about, you need to come up with actual videos to make. And once again, I have a little trick up my sleeve. Using the questions that we talked about just before, you should be able to come up with three main pillars for your channel. For example, mine has music production, studio time sessions, challenges, and artist development. And under each categories, I come up with multiple different ideas of videos that fit under them. Now, I'm not gonna lie, brainstorming video ideas is probably the longest in the creation process, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So once you define your three pillars, just write a bunch of video ideas under each of them. Finally, the last step for your strategy to be perfected is to come up with a schedule. When deciding how many videos or how many times you should upload per week on YouTube, I see many different ideas or responses or myths online. But as per my experience, I really recommend to start with one video per week minimum. I personally did the mistake to not do that when I first started, and I think that's mainly why it took me so long. Because as soon as I started to upload once a week or twice a week, this is when my channel really started to see growth. And lots of people will tell you that it doesn't matter, but if you look at them, it's the people that already made it on YouTube. And yes, once you already grew your audience on YouTube, you can back down a little bit and just do one every 2 weeks or something like this. But when you're trying to make it on YouTube and grow your audience, at the beginning, they also all did 1 or 2 videos per week. So yeah, if I would have to start another channel right now, this is what I would do big time. If you can do more, but I really recommend to pace yourself so that you don't burn out and keep going with it. To organize myself and keep track of everything, I use this template that I made myself on Notion called a YouTube content calendar. In there, I put which videos I'm going to create, when I'm going to upload them, what they are about, and honestly, this helps me big time to stay on track. I have the title of the video, its category, the upload date, and the status. When I click on it, I have my whole YouTube video template where I come up with title and thumbnail ideas, the script, and the publishing checklist. And this is honestly where I spent 80% of my time when creating a YouTube video. I find it super useful to keep track of everything I do and not being a mess in my head, so if you're interested in using it as well, you can use the link in my description to go grab it. It's a great way to start your channel to the right foot. Okay, so now you are ready to create your videos and upload them on YouTube. First of all, let's talk about what you need. I personally started with whatever I had at the time, meaning this old camera that I still use to this day, by the way, and Premiere Pro. If you take a look at my very first videos, you'll see that the sound quality was horrible, the colors not on brand, and the room that I was in wasn't very compelling, but I did start with what I had. If you don't have a camera, you can just use a phone. That's what Beautiful Beats does, and it it looks great. If I had one recommendation and one advice would be to invest in a decent microphone as soon as you can, because it seems to be a big deal when people decide or not to watch your videos. Then to put together your videos, you will need an editing program. I use Premiere Pro because that's the one I knew from my studies, but you can use any video editing software there is. There is many free ones. I will probably list a few in the description. So once you gathered everything you need, you are ready to start creating your videos. Obviously, everyone is going to have a slightly different process, but here is how I do it and what I learned over the years. The most important, and I can't stress that enough, is to start with the packaging first. What is the packaging? Glad you asked. The packaging is basically the title and thumbnail of your video, which is going to be the very first thing that someone sees about your video. If you made a killer video but no one clicks on it, it's pointless because they'll never know. I just started doing that myself just a couple months ago, and seriously, since I've been doing this, my videos are getting twice or thrice the amount of views that it was before, just because I've been thinking about the packaging and the concept of the video first. While you are at that stage, I really recommend you to spend as much time as you can on this, because the competition on the home feed is really fierce and you really need to grab people's attention. Then it is time to write the script of your video, and here you have different options. Either you script every single word of the video, like I do. Yes, this is the script of this video. I do this because I'm not very confident in English and I need to make sure that everything I say has sense and have an impact on the viewer. Or you can just make a bullet point script and just invent the sentences as you shoot. But last option, you go with the flow completely. You don't really script anything. I personally do that when I do my studio session because I can't really plan ahead of time what I'm gonna be making in my song. Same goes for the challenges. The only thing that I really script all the time is the intros and outros, because you really need to grab people's attention as soon as the video starts, or at least I try. One last advice I have for you in your video creation process is to use the batching system, meaning that instead of creating one video at a time, you focus on the stage of the video. For example, one day is going to be focused on brainstorming videos, ideas, and concepts. The next day you're going to be focusing on scripting all your previous video ideas, and then the next day after that will be focused on filming all your videos, etc, etc. You get the concept. I found it to be a real time saver to organize myself between my full-time job and the YouTube. So congratulations, by now you should have your first video ready to post. I recommend you to pre-upload your video on YouTube a couple days or a day before it goes live, so that it gives you time to upload it and fix anything, any issues if any would come up. Then the main thing to keep in mind is to use the description and tags very wisely so that the algorithm can categorize your video well and present it to the right audience. Generally, you do that by using keywords like music production, drum cover, progressive house, anything that will help people find your video. Now, I want to say a few words about expectations. Please lower your expectations. Don't expect it to get many views as of the beginning, because it is very unlikely that this will happen. Especially at the beginning, you're gonna have to push it yourself. So give it time, message people that you think would be interested in your video, promote it in social media for free like Instagram, Facebook, Reddit forums. That's personally how I grew my audience from zero, totally organic, never used any ads. I just tried to spread the word and improve my content over time. Finally, use every YouTube feature that it allows you. Use shorts, do live streams, post in your community tab once you have it, really anything that can keep you in the feed of your audience. But once again, most importantly, give it time. And I don't mean 5 videos. I read that on average it takes about 50 to 75 videos to reach 1,000 subscribers for a channel, so really, like, give it time, just keep adjusting your content, which brings us to the next phase. So once you posted your first few videos, your goal is going to be to analyze their performances and keep adjusting your content so it becomes better and better and performs better to grow your audience. Overall, you need to make sure that every one of your video is 1% better than the last one. The number one thing to pay attention to is your analytics. You don't need to obsess about them, but there are 3 key elements: the amount of views, the click-through rate, and the average view duration. For example, if your click-through rate is pretty low and you're not getting too many views, that might mean that your title and thumbnail isn't working really well. Just try some different ones, change it up, and do some research to find some good examples of title and thumbnails. Honestly, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, as long as you keep in mind that your first ones aren't gonna be great and that you're gonna have to learn more about thumbnails and titles. Then if your average view duration isn't great, like under 20%, it might mean that the viewer is disappointed once they click the video, or that you need to get better at grabbing people's attention. And it's okay, it also takes time to get better at this because it is really, really hard. Believe it or not, but I'm still struggling myself with this. My average view duration right now is between 30 and 45%. Then if you really, really want to grow on YouTube, you need to keep in mind that you're gonna have to learn about every single aspect about YouTube. Storytelling, thumbnails, titles, SEO, description, tags, everything. For example, I myself took a masterclass from Casey Neistat about storytelling to try and make better intros and better videos overall. One thing that you can do as well is read every single one of your comments, as sometimes they will tell you what they liked or what they didn't like or how you could do better. And sometimes they might even ask you for a specific video, which will be just a free idea video for you. Okay, so by now you should have a pretty good amount of videos posted and you should be getting more confident about it. That's when it's time to monetize your audience and start making money. There are many ways to make money on YouTube, not just by selling beats, and you should focus on setting up one at a time. Just choose a few different income sources that you would like and take the time to set them up correctly. Here are a few examples. Affiliate marketing. This is where you put links in your description, recommending products or resources, and make a commission every time you drive a sale. Be careful and only recommend products that you've used or that you approve. Don't try and actually recommend products that wouldn't be useful or good for your audience, as you might lose their trust. Also make sure to keep it relevant to your niche. If you're into music production, don't go recommend like hair product, for example. And finally, affiliate marketing is hard. It's definitely not gonna be your main source of income, so make sure that you talk about it all the time, but always after you add value for your subscriber first. Sponsorships. This is a bigger source of income that will come later, as usually brands want to make sure that you have quite the following that you can reach with your videos to promote their product or services. It's usually a better source of income than affiliate marketing, as most of the time brands have a bigger budget to promote their product or services, but it's also way harder to get with a small audience. Selling digital products. This is a great way of making money on YouTube and my personal favorite because this is a passive source of income. You basically just have to create a digital product that your subscribers can download, and after that you just let your content and videos promote it for you and drive the sales. It can be ebooks, templates, sample, preset packs, vocal packs, online courses, honestly anything. The limit is your imagination. It just needs to be helpful for your audience and something that they want or need. Now you could also sell your services. Once you get a good audience that trusts you and your skills, they might want more from you. You might be able to do ghost production services or sell your mix and mastering services on their songs. On the other hand, if you're a singer, you can sell your vocalist services. Sometimes your followers might even message you asking you if you have this product or do these services, and this will just give you ideas on what your audience might want from you. Now, similar to what I chose, you can start a Patreon. It is a great way to give more to your audience and set up a more stable and recurrent source of income for you. And depending on what you offer, it might be more or less passive, which is great. Finally, if you are an artist or content creator, you can sell merchandise to your fans. It might happen later down the road once you have a bigger audience, but sometimes your fans might want to connect with you, wear the same things that you do, and this is where you can start to sell merch. Overall, there is many more ways to make money on YouTube. Just find the one that you want, that attracts you, and set them up. But if you want to sell anything and make money on your own, you need an audience online. Alright, now I asked you guys on Instagram if you have any questions on how to make money on YouTube, and I selected a few that I'm going to answer now. Is there any way you can do it by just getting music out? Honestly, it's pretty tough these days, but it's doable. You can take a look at I Am Polar. She only releases music and she's doing a great job, but here is how she does it. First of all, she releases a lot of music. By a lot, I mean every single week, every Friday. And second, her visuals is what sets her apart. She uses 3D visual animations to share snippets of her song and share little Instagram reels. It's honestly a great strategy, so if you want to do that, learn from it, adapt it to your own style and just go for it. How much can you make and what it depends on? How much can you make is no limit. There's no limit, really, and that's what's great about it. I know people that makes like 10K a month with having the same amount of subscribers that I have, but it just depends on how you decide to monetize your audience. It really depends on what you choose, like if you have a higher end product or higher price service, coaching or something like this. For example, if you just have a $10 ebook to sell, it's gonna require to make a lot of sales if you want to make a full-time income. But if you have one coaching service that is like $2,000 or $3,000, you just need to sell a couple a month to make a full-time income. So it's really up to you and how you decide to monetize your audience. How to sell sound kits. To sell sample packs, I think the best example is MHA. That's the main thing that he sells, and he just shows it in every single video that he makes. He shows you how to make a song, how to make a music style or anything, but he always just uses his own preset or sample packs. And this is a great way to promote them and drive the sales. Does language matter? In my opinion, yes. For me, English exposes you to more people. You can reach more people because more people speak English in the world rather than just French. And this is the main reason that I chose to do my channel in English and not in French. Alright, phew, that was a lot of information, but I think we covered most of it to take you from A to Z on creating your perfect YouTube channel and start making money as a music producer or artist. Feel free to refer back to this video as you progress in your YouTube journey, but if you want a more detailed step-by-step plan with actionable steps, I created the new Master YouTube as a music artist ebook for that reason. It is a complete 75 pages ebook that will teach you everything I know about YouTube and help you take actions that you know will work for your channel. As always, if you want to check it out, the link will be in the description, but in the meantime, keep learning and I will see you in the next one.